Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Blueprint Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Deese. And listen, before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share something pretty cool that we're doing. You know, one of the biggest challenges I hear from owners across the country is in finding and developing great service managers. And honestly, that's exactly why we created Service Manager Academy. This is a 12-week program to help your managers go from top performing technicians to confident leaders. In this program, they'll learn how to lead their teams, protect gross profit margin, and create a culture of accountability and success. If you want the business to run smoother and grow stronger, check out servicemanagertraining.com. That's servicemanagertraining.com. Now, let's get back to the next episode.
Running a home service business is hard. So how is it that some people make it look so easy? Well, we'll tell you. This is the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. It's always good to hear the wins that successful contractors have. But have you ever thought that the best advice would be to hear about the speed bumps they encountered, the mistakes they've made along the way? We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want you to be successful and avoid the mistakes others have made. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Now your host, Justin Deese.
Welcome back to another episode of Freedom Blueprint Podcast. I am your host, Justin Deese, and I am joined today with my lovely special guest co-host.
Guest co-host.
Guest co-host, but you are special.
Not special.
I can add in special, can I? At some point, I'm going to get that right.
Yeah.
Someday. Anyways, my amazing wife, Kristin Deese, the virtual CFO for the trades. So, thanks for coming and hanging out all the way in the studio.
All the way in the studio.
On the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the time of recording, we're coming off, we're right in the middle of a pretty crazy travel season.
Yes.
You know, for anybody in the industry, there are certain times of the year when it just seems like all the shows happen at one time.
That would be the fall.
It would be the fall. And so we're deep in it. And
I will say that, so this is our first year. This is our first semester as empty nesters.
Our first semester.
Right?
That's true, yeah.
We said yes to more things this year than we've ever said yes to in a same period of time at any point ever previously, even when we were on our long road trip. I think true. We said yes more in this semester than we have on any of the other ones.
Yeah.
But I think, we counted that we have been to 6 so far? We had Pantheon. I went to Pantheon.
You went to Pantheon.
And then Wealthy Plumber.
Oh yeah, Wealthy Plumber.
And then Vertical Track.
Yep.
And then Resideo. And then Expo, so 5.
5 so far.
Yeah.
Again, time of recording next week, we're going to We Mean Business, which is pretty exciting. That's going to be a really cool event. Dave and Stephanie Pastel are putting that on.
Yeah.
And it really specializes and focuses on couples working together, which is, you know.
It's kind of our thing.
It's kind of our thing. Right? It's kind of our love language. Because it is such a different dynamic than just partnerships. Because in regular partnerships, typically when you leave for the day,
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah.
And you cannot answer the phone call if they come in.
It's kind of funny. I cannot remember who I was talking to, but they were considering bringing on a partner, just like a regular business partner, not like a life partner. And he was asking me questions about it or whatever, and asking me what I thought. And I was like, well, first of all, it doesn't matter what I think,
right? Because
it's your business. But I will say, do you want to be married to this person? And he was like, no, not really. And I'm like, well, that's basically what a partnership is. So you got to be okay being married to that person, even though you can turn it off a little easier than you can when it's an actual legitimate marriage. It's a big commitment.
It is a big commitment. And it takes, you know, some intentionality. I think that's where people get off on partnerships a lot of times, is they just kind of, they lead with the feel. Well, this is just like marriage too, right? Like they just lead with the feeling, like I feel like this is so good, and I feel like this is a great idea, and what could ever go wrong? And then they jump into it, and then they get into it, and they're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what do we do? What do we do? Anyways, we won't go down that rabbit hole, but anything you do, you should be intentional about it, especially bringing on a partner, because that is it's a big commitment. It's a big commitment. So
yeah. So to kind of recap all of our adventures. Well, I went to Pantheon solo because you were recovering from your last stint.
My last hospital. My last visit to the 1-star resort is what that was.
Yeah. Pantheon is always a great show. It's huge,
Humongous.
like massively huge. I kind of feel like we might have actually touched on it on one of the episodes before, but it's so big that there was a couple people that I saw in passing on the first day and was like, ooh, I need to make sure that I track them down. And I never saw them again. It's just huge.
Yeah.
But it's a great show. And like the keynotes are always really good. Their presentation in general of the show is really good. The expo gets better. The expo hall gets better each year.
Seems like it's getting a little bit bigger. It's not huge, but it's just getting a little bit bigger.
Yep.
Each year, which is cool.
Yep. So that was cool. That was in California. And then
Wealthy Plumber.
The Wealthy Plumbers Hurrah was here in Pensacola.
Woo!
Which was fantastic.
Hoorah!
Because we got to be present for that and did not have to get on a plane to do it.
Yeah.
To make it happen.
Which Jared is planning on that being an annual.
Yeah. That was an awesome show.
Well. It was good. It was good.
That was good. Spoke there. And then you guys took the booth the second day because I bugged out to go on a backpacking trip for a couple of days, which there's a whole episode about that y'all can listen to. And then came out of the Grand Canyon and went straight to the next show, literally, which was Vertical Track. Vertical Track is the Garage Door Freedom event.
Yep.
That one was fantastic because there was a lot of people that I already work with there.
Yeah.
And so that was a really cool opportunity. There was some people that I have been working with on Zoom for a year and have never met them in person. So that was really cool. Lots of warm welcomes, and that was neat.
And it was in Phoenix, which we love Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Although it rained the entire time we were in Phoenix.
I mean, rain is a light. Weird. It was like cloudy and misting, but for them, that was like for Phoenix, flooding, that's a downpour.
Monsoon. Yeah. That is definitely a monsoon.
Got to have dinner with a non-garage door client that has been with Virtual CFO for a couple of years. So that was awesome. So that was a good time, even though I had to go to the show in my flip-flops because my feet were too torn up from the hike to be able to wear actual shoes.
Well, you were like, your toenails were like falling off. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly and awesome all at the same time because it's like, okay, well, that's a pretty badass move.
Yeah.
Be like, well, I'm here, but my toenails aren't.
Yeah. I'm not wearing real shoes, but it's totally fine because I could not put on shoes even if I wanted to.
So next trek, Resideo. Resideo is a cool show. The first time you'd been to that show, second time I'd been to that show. They don't market that a lot out to the world. And they've been having, I think the show's like 30 years old. It's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But it started out really focusing on the
security
alarm. The alarm side of the business. And then as Resideo and Honeywell and all these kind of grow into the HVAC side and the indoor air quality side, it's starting to be bigger. So I don't know what the split is. I'm going to say 50-50 HVAC companies to alarm companies, but that may not be right.
Yeah.
They do a pretty good job of separating, like, hey,
like
if you're HVAC, go here, and if you're not, go here.
Yeah.
But that was not, and JW Marriott's. I think that's where they have all of them.
Yeah.
Because next year is in a JW Marriott as well.
Okay.
And it's in Florida.
Okay, great.
It's like I don't want to say it because I don't remember exactly where it is, but. It is already set up and ready to go, and it's it's a really nice resort.
Yes, it is very nice. LA is special and just a special place in general. So in the heart of downtown Los Angeles I personally prefer the LA that we have, which is Lower Alabama, but it's totally fine.
for sure. That's a little more our people.
Yeah.
But
but while we were there, we actually went from that one straight to Expo in Vegas, but we had like 2 days, we had the weekend basically. So we spent a little bit of time in like Venice Beach and Muscle Beach and just basically walked down that stretch and then
It's a pretty long stretch.
It is a really long stretch.
Like 5
and
miles.
the people watching is just
outstanding.
Second to none.
Yeah.
Almost as good as Vegas and Halloween. So yeah. And then we hopped on over to Vegas and did Service World Expo.
Yeah, Service World. This was the 10th year of Service World.
Okay, wait. So we have to talk about how we got there. So we went going from LA to Vegas as a short flight, right? So as some of you may know, Justin's got a major beef with American Airlines.
So much beef. Shout out to Jordy.
Yeah. So thanks, Jordy, for that. So he's got a major beef with American Airlines. And so I do most of the travel logistics and scheduling, booking flights and hotels and all the things. And so, and I have an American credit card that is an American Airlines card that gets me all kinds of extra points and stuff.
We got the same thing with Delta too that we've had for years.
Yeah, we do, but it's on you, not me. So whatever. And so I booked all the flights. Just so happens that the flights that I chose were American, but they were the most convenient times and they were the best prices. And we were going from Pensacola to LA, from LA to Vegas, from Vegas home. And so in the midst, I think I don't remember if we had left even at all yet or if we were in LA when we figured this out, but Justin started searching semi-private airlines to see what other options are there besides going from straight up private to straight up full out commercial. Like there's got to be a middle ground there. And
surprisingly, there is not a lot.
No, that's not surprising, really.
It is to me because I think in the world we live in, especially you think about our industry, we talk about option selling and even when you go to an airline, they're like, oh, well, you can bump up to first class. Sitting in the plane is not that's not your beef.
I
don't really care. My issue is all the herding that we have to do and standing in line and getting bumped into people and all that kind of stuff.
I know you like it when people touch you and then they turn around with their backpack and bump you. I know it's your favorite thing ever.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's kind of what started this, and it's because earlier in the year you had booked like everything through American all at one time. You're like, look at all my points. I'm going to be whatever, a pilot or something. Whatever American Airlines does. And so you booked them all, and then we started having we had a huge issue with them when we went on vacation this year.
Yep.
That was a giant mess, and they totally dropped the ball and did nothing to. I won't get into that rabbit hole, but don't love them for that. And then we had another one where there was another issue.
Yeah.
Of like just delay, no communication. And so at that point, I started searching for what's a better alternative
as
to
the
this
CFO of the
shenanigans.
family. Yeah, and as the CFO of the family too, there's a lot of times that I'll book a flight not paying attention. Like I'll pick the lowest fare as long as the time works right. Like I don't do red eyes or anything like that, but I'll pick the lowest fare. And a lot of times that means that you can't change it.
Right.
And so then it's like, well, now we're stuck with these stupid tickets, even though we hate American Airlines. Yeah. Anyway, so after you did some research, you found JSX. Mm-hmm. So JSX is a semi-private airline. It was a hub in Dallas.
I think Dallas is one of their hubs.
Yeah. So basically, it's semi-private, so the planes are much smaller, maybe 30 people.
Yeah,
45 people, depending on which flight or which airplane it is. But what's massively different about the service is that you enter through a different terminal, you go through different security, your bags get checked in a different way. You are totally separate.
You can walk through with a water bottle.
Yeah, with water in it.
Yeah,
you can take food on the plane. People had their pets just in their laps. It was just way more relaxed. Like the whole process of it was just so much less stressful and very fast. 20 minutes from the time that we stepped out of the Uber to the time that we were on the plane, settled and ready to go with drinks on our tray. 20 minutes.
And we called him first and said, hey, how early do we need to be there? And the lady's like, don't get here any more than 20 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Well, and you go and like the waiting area is like in the hangar.
Yeah. I mean,
like you're out there in the hangar. And there was like places to sit and tables and whatever, but you were like out there, which was really cool. So we get on this plane and it was just a quick little jaunt right over to Vegas. Now, we posted that on social media. Mm-hmm. And then all through Expo, everybody was like, oh, you got brought a private plane over here. And how was that flight and all the things. Y'all, the fare on that flight was less than an American first class ticket.
Yeah.
Like that particular flight was really inexpensive. Now, we were traveling right in the middle of the afternoon. I think they were trying to get butts and seats on that plane. So
and it was on a Saturday.
It was on a Saturday. The fare was really, really low because we had even called them that morning to ask if we could come, like if we would go earlier, because we were like ready to be out of LA and into Vegas, which I never thought I would say in my entire life. And even the lady that you talked to was like,
She's
no,
like,
you got a really good deal.
Yeah, you got a screaming deal. Which, I mean, here's the deal. You think about it. I mean, because we took that flight, we were able to spend the whole day roaming around. We went like Beverly Hills and Rodeo Drive and eat at this really cool place where if we were flying a regular commercial airline, we'd have been stuck in the airport for hours.
For 3 hours.
And hours. So
yeah.
Even if it were twice as much as a first class ticket, totally worth it. I would have booked it and I'd have been like, oh, it's about the same price.
Until I go through and be like, what was this charge? Yes.
But pretty cool experience. Obviously, they don't fly to everywhere.
Yeah.
I will say if you were in the Dallas area, if you were in the Phoenix area, LA, Vegas, that would be the first
Do it
go.
at least once. Like it was 100%
I would
worth
fly
it.
every time. Now, for us, we're close to Destin, and they do fly to Destin, but only certain times of the year and only to Dallas. So I'm already looking for the summertime for a reason to go to Dallas.
Yeah. or Dallas and then on to somewhere else.
Yeah,
Something
Dallas
like
on to somewhere else. So
So anyway, so that was a really cool experience.
That was a cool experience.
But yeah, and then we got to experience Vegas for
right
a
before
couple
Halloween
of days.
too.
Yeah.
So
it was good times.
Super, even more weird than normal.
Oh, but while we were in Vegas, we were there. We got in on Saturday. Sunday we went to church. So the church that we go to here, their main campus is Hendersonville. So that was really cool to be able to go down to that for a service, and then did a little hiking.
Did some hiking. It was good
great.
hiking.
Monday morning, we did some hiking with some people from Expo, which, by the way, a bunch of people on Sunday were like, oh, yeah, we're totally in. And then by Monday morning, they all flaked. So.
Yeah. You know who you are. You know who you are. But it's just fine. There was like 8 or 9 of us, I guess. Went and hiked Red Rock. Great hike. It was a pretty good little jump from LA. It was like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But cool hike. Really cool hike. We could have stayed out there all day.
Yes.
And the group we were with, they were down. They'd have stayed all day too.
Yeah.
But we had to get back and get work.
Yeah.
So, but that was a lot of fun. And then the expo started, man. And as far as any of the shows go in the industry, we've probably spent more time at the expos than any other show. And what's cool about that is we have a really good network of people and so many friends that we've known for so many years. People that we work with from a, I don't even want to say client because it's really a friendship that we've all bonded over the years. But yeah, just to reconnect, we got to do the podcast stage there. It's the second year they've done it, and the second year we've gotten to do it. That was so much fun. It's always fun to do podcasts live because you can actually get feedback from people. And we had a pretty good little group of people that were gathered around. We interviewed Justin and Janeen Norquist from Just in Time out of Sandwich, Illinois,
yes.
outside of Chicago. And great interview. And then later, the next day, Janeen won
Woman of the Year,
which was really awesome. But we couldn't talk about it on the podcast. Well, we didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know.
I'm assuming she knew, but
kept it under wraps quite well.
We didn't know, but that was so cool. I don't know. Service World's always such a cool show. They are doing it again next year in Vegas as well. The first, I want to say 4 or 5 years, I feel like they did it in Vegas, and then they kind of bounced around to a couple other places. So I don't know if they're going to land in Vegas and stay in Vegas now, or if they'll bounce around or not. But because the year before it was
Orlando.
Disney, it was at a Disney resort, which is pretty cool. But contractor families at Disney didn't. There's a little bit of off there. Vegas
contractors can be a little rough around the edges.
Sometimes. So all in all, it's pretty good. And again, we go to We Mean Business next week. And then we've got 2 on-sites that we're doing for clients where we go and work 2 days, just roll up our sleeves. Let's get some stuff done. That's always fun. I love doing on-sites because we really get we're in it.
Yeah. Sit in on meetings and talk to their employees without the owners present and get all kinds of really good juicy information.
Yeah, that's usually what makes owners uncomfortable. Like, oh, we're going to sit with your team members. Like, yeah, okay, we're going to sit. And it's like, no,
you go find something else to do.
You're not invited. So, but it's really cool, some of the information that comes out of there. Anyway, so that's fun. So that's going to kind of round us out, because then after that, we get to go to North Carolina where our son is, and we're all going to.
Yeah, Addie's flying in. We're flying in. Yep. We're all coming from different parts of the country, but we rented a beach house and are doing Thanksgiving at the beach house. And I hope that Zach invited some of his.
Oh, he did.
Some of his buddies.
Yeah,
so
he's got some of his
feeding a bunch
some Marine guys that don't go home for Thanksgiving that we're going to get to feed, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of foul language.
Yes, I know. I invited my mom the other day, and then I was like, I wonder if that was a good idea. But she's like, I don't travel during Thanksgiving. I'm like, I don't blame you. But
yeah, it was good. So, gosh, I feel like we should probably sprinkle in a little bit of
actual work. You say actual work. I'll say I did not get to participate a whole lot in the things that were going on in Expo because just with everything going on, I had to get client calls in.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time that I spent working during some of those shows. But yeah, there's definitely we've got a lot in the pipeline.
We do have a lot. Oh, you know what I forgot too? We ended up doing several podcasts.
Yes.
Just around Service Expo. Besides doing the podcast stage, we ended up just kind of impromptu doing a couple of them. There's some really, really good ones that are coming out. They're going to come out the week of Thanksgiving. We've got all of them dropping the week of Thanksgiving. And we've got one with Doug Wyatt, which was really cool. Matthew Abbott, that was a good one. We've got the Justin and Janeen episode coming out. We've got
the hiking episode. I
was saving the best for last, but we've got the hiking episode that we're doing as well. And then we had one where we interviewed Julian Crawford, who is a 20-year-old young man out of the Orlando area that owns a HVAC company. And we actually met him on the hike. And then talking to him through the hike, we learned a little bit about his story and about how he even ended up standing there hiking with us. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is...
Really sharp kid.
Yes.
For being so young, just really outgoing, asks really good questions.
And is plugged in. I mean, he's plugged in, man. He's I think about it. I even told him, I said, we were probably in business 5 or 6 years before we even realized there was a network of people. And he stumbled upon one at 18 years old that he went to, and he met Tom Peregrino there. And you'll have to listen to the episode because it's a really, really good story. And it's funny because as he's telling me, he says something like, I was really lucky. And I'm thinking, dude, nothing about what you just did had anything to do with... I mean, I guess, sure, timing was important, but this dude executed. That's what... He executed at the right time. He was listening to what anyway, so I won't spoiler alert it, but definitely check out that podcast when it drops. I'm very excited for that, and it'll be just a couple weeks. It'll come out, too. So.
Yeah. What else? So what else do we have going on?
What else do we have going on? We have a Service Manager Academy.
Okay, so you got to pump that up a little more. This is a big launch.
It is a big launch.
Big new product.
Yeah.
And I think that it's time to just kick the door right on open for that one.
Yeah. So it's interesting because I've obviously over my career, I've trained a lot of service managers, whether it be internally or externally. And we really have an entire system and process that we've been teaching for years now. And so what we're going to do is have a 12-week training course that we're going to do with them, with the individuals. And part of the reason that we wanted to lean in on this part of it is for our journey. That was one of the best hires that we ever, once we hired a good service manager and started to teach them what to do, it started to free our time up just a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And what that did is it kind of snowballed this whole, well, now we can work on the business. And for an owner, it's just like one of the most crucial hires. And just like virtual CFO, they're like, well, I need a training. I need somebody to do my accounting. They don't really know what to do.
Well, and where do most service managers come from? Most service managers come from...
They're knighted in.
They're knighted in.
Yep,
they were a really great technician. The owner says, or assumes if they're a great technician, they're going to be a great service manager. And then when you go to a technician, you say, you want to be a service manager? They're like, yeah.
All of them are like, yeah, because that means I sit at a desk.
Right.
I make way more money. And, yeah.
And so just the things that made them a great technician doesn't necessarily mean that's going to transfer right over into a great leader.
It normally does not.
You have to teach them the leadership skills.
Right.
So that's what the Service Manager Academy is teaching them the leadership skills, the daily, weekly, hell, hourly things that they need to be doing in order to be able to provide the return on investment. Because what happens is you take that lead tech, you pull them out of the field, so they're not generating the revenue they were before. We knight them in onto a salary, and then really what we need is for very quickly them to be able to provide a return on investment by driving the rest of the team forward and growing that team. But they are not necessarily going to know how to do that right off the top. So getting them through a proper training program is essential to be able to, for the business owner to see that return on investment.
Well, not only, so here's the other thing, is that this is not necessarily a theory class, right? Like it's not a, let's meet and do this whole mindset thing and about, winning and #winning and all that stuff. There's tangible, this is a how-to guide. It is not, this is a how-to. These are the forms you use. This is when you do it. This is the difference between coaching and training. And this is what all this is how you hold a meeting. So it's all those steps that are in there in order for them to come out and really be able to execute. Because so many of them are really good technicians, but they don't know. To them, that's all natural. So when you go, hey, just go teach Jimmy over there what you do, they're like, well, I don't know, it's pretty easy. Like, don't be stupid and talk to the customer. Well, that doesn't really give them what they need. So if you want to find out some more information about the Service Manager Academy, just simply go to servicemanagertraining.com and you can find all the information and set up a call to find out if it's a right fit for you. Because that's part of the trick too, is making sure that it's a right fit. It's not for everybody. And there is a couple of different classes, so we try to make sure and group people together with kind of the same size businesses to make sure that that the information is relevant and they're able to action it. Because really, depending on your size, there are some different steps that take place. What else we got?
Well, the other thing that we have going on is our event.
Yeah.
So we did an event in May of 2025 that was great, and so we've got another one scheduled on the books for April of 2026, April 16th and 17th here in Pensacola Beach specifically. So there'll be some stuff coming out about that, but that's exciting. We try to pick a time of year where it's not so much competing with all of the other events in terms of time of the year. Also, April is a fantastic time to be here, and we don't have to worry about hurricanes. So that is great too.
So information on that is freedomblueprintlive.com. If you want to get some more information on that coming up. And that's 26. It's hard to believe that we're almost the way
there.
through 2025.
I know. I have caught myself recently starting to write 2026 already. And I'm like, no, it's still 2025.
That's funny because I'm usually behind.
I know, me too. I know. Me too. But right now is the time of year where we start doing budgets and projections and goals and everything for 2026. So there's been running through a lot of those projections lately. It starts, you really start thinking about what next year is going to look like. And from just a climate in general in terms of our industry, I am curious to see what 2026 is going to look like. 2026 from a revenue standpoint has been rough for a lot of people.
25.
See?
You did it.
2025. 2025 for a lot of people they're just struggling to hit the goals that they thought they were going to hit from a revenue standpoint. So I'm super curious to what happens next year with all of that.
So much going on. We're in such a cool industry, and one of the cool things about it is it's a constant moving target. And part of what's frustrating about it is it's a constant moving target.
Yep.
So it really takes a special kind of person to love the industry that we're in. So yeah, I think that's it. We really just wanted to kind of shoot the breeze, talk about some things that we've had going on here in the last couple of weeks, some things we have going on here in the future. And if we can ever be any help, don't hesitate to reach out. But until next time, thanks for checking us out.
You've been listening to the Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Information is useless if not applied. So take what you've learned and go and implement it. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, find us on social media at Freedom Blueprint for Home Services and hit the website at www.freedomblueprintpodcast.com. See you next time.